You gonna filter out the swears? Okay, good. Because I'm gonna swear like a friggin' trucker. Although I just said friggin'. Doesn't make any sense, Scotty. Shut the hell up, we're filming a TV show! I don't know, should I address the camera or should I just act normal? Wrapping up the week, right? Yeah! Oh! Hey guys! Welcome back! We got another exciting show for you today. I hope you enjoyed just playing with, these are some old Battle Master Marvel figures. They're like rock'em sock'em robots on joysticks. They're stupid and fun, and I love stupid stuff. So, anyway, speaking of stupid stuff, enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, so I'm going to talk about toys, because I have a lot of toys, and it's one of the fun things that I like to talk about. And I like to talk about the stories that are associated with some of the toys, and I've got a lot of toys from my childhood. One of the toys that we got into in the late 70s was Micronauts, and kind of like a construction toy with action figures, and they reconfigured and everything, and they were really cool. And I've got quite a few, but I'm going to start with one because I have a story that's associated with it, and that is this one here. And this is one of the Micronaut vehicles. There's also action figures that would go, like there's a little seat in there, and the figure would go inside. I have the figures. But the way that these would work is that they all had like little engines, and so the propellers would turn, and the whole thing would actually move. This actually would go in the water, and so you could take it into the bathtub. Pretty cool. But this is the Hydrocopter, and it's one of them. And the story that I have to tell about this was, we'd ride our bikes to like a department store. There was a Zayres back in the day. You know what that store is, but it's a department store. Pretty cheap, cheap stuff at it. And I took $5 from my mom's pocketbook. That was bad. And I bought the Hydrocopter. Yes, it's shameful. And I shouldn't have done it. And Mom, I'm sorry. But this is the first time I'd ever bought a toy. And then had it. Even though it was terrible and wrong, there was something about that aspect of obtaining it myself and having ridden there on my bike. I don't even know how I carried it home in a bag on the bike. I don't remember, but it didn't matter. We always figured that out. Yeah, so this is a Hydrocopter. Pretty cool. Micronauts. I got lots of them. I'll be sharing more. Sort of occupied about 3 years of our kidhood. So pretty cool stuff. They announced a new location of the office in Boston, and thought it would be a good idea. Send some guys out there, and we'll be able to give you a live feed of what it's like out there. So I'm just going to check in with the guys and see if we can find out when we can hook up here. And all right. Well, there's still in traffic, so we'll check back later and see if we can get some images of the site. So one of the things I wanted to be able to do with the show was to talk a little bit about some of the creative executions that we do around the world. I work in Lego retail development. I work as a concept designer, and I do a lot of storyline executions where we're trying to figure out, what's that storyline for the store? What's that emotional journey you take throughout the store? A lot of these sort of key experiences that we create kind of set the tone for, these larger stores that have more life to them than just being someplace that you can buy products. So the store I'm going to talk about is a store that we've been working an awful lot in China. Actually, there's been a lot of expansion that we've done. It's a pretty cool concept that we came up with, and I work with a whole team of really talented creatives, and none of it would be possible without all of their hard work. So I don't want it to make it seem like I'm the only one working on this stuff, but but it really is great to be able to have such a really strong team of creatives. The storyline for the Changsha store actually was around this idea of a marketplace that exists in the city of Changsha. And what we usually do is we bring in culturally relevant sort of references into our storytelling. So in this particular instance, what we did was we created this kind of big marketplace kind of feel, and then referenced the sort of storytelling elements, the cultural important elements for the city within that sort of marketplace framework. So we had this really big open space. We really wanted to be able to do something bright and colorful in there. So we came up with this idea of really kind of building it all out of enlarged Lego elements with all different kind of marketplace feel, a lot of illumination. We worked a lot with the China team on getting all the sort of bits and pieces illuminated, and it's a lot of work for the amount that we did in that store. And then there's a ton of work with some of the 3D models and the graphics. This store didn't have a ton of 3D models, but there's some really cool sort of mascots that the Jaxing model shop in Changsha. There's these shadow play puppet stages. It's like a screen, and then there's a light behind it, and then they do like a puppet show that's all shadows on that sort of screen. And so we played around with that. We created a model expression that has 3D models around it, but then we put a video screen into the sort of stage so that it was animated. You'd have this animated feel, so you would actually be watching a puppet show. And we worked with a couple of guys that did the animations for us, and they just knocked it out of the park. And we really came up with something really super fun and compelling. And I'll just have that sort of video up there while I'm blathering on. So overall, a really cool store and a really fun concept, and very colorful. And I know that the opening went over really well, and so everyone was really happy. I will share more stores moving forward. There's a ton that we've done, but I think this one was kind of ready to go, and so I thought I'd throw it into this episode. But I plan to mix a little bit more on creativity and see where we go from there. But I'm a creative person, and I think it's kind of important to have that story as part of the stories that we tell in the show. I want to talk about a toy that I have that's a newer toy. I got it a couple years ago. It's a Marvel toy, and without further ado, it is my Marvel replica Stormbreaker. And I gotta say, I got this for Christmas, and I freaking love this thing. It's the actual size, and I don't know, makes you feel like Thor. You can't beat that. On the day I got it, I kept it next to the bed just so that it was nearby, in case. You never know, in case, some kind of emergency, you need Stormbreaker. You're ready to go. Burglar, beware, You don't want to have this big plastic toy coming at you. I'm always on the lookout for the big replicas, and I love them, and probably show you more toys. But this one gets me pretty excited, and and it's still talking. Anyway, that's it. It's been about another hour, so we're going to check in with the guys to find out where they're at. Check out the Boston office, and let me just... okay, they're still in traffic. So next time, we promise we'll get some eyes on the ground. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for today, but next time we'll get some visuals of the new construction site. So that's it for episode 2, and I really appreciate all the comments and the feedback we've been getting, and it really helps validate some of the time we've spent trying to pull this all together. So keep the feedback coming, and we'll catch you later.